So this is my payroll in 2026. I'm ready to process week 5. I'm just going to click on process pay run as I normally would and confirm my pay date. And when I click next, you'll notice a new addition to this screen. So an APN notice will be retrieved as well as my RPNs. So I'm just going to continue, and then it'll prompt me to log in with my ROS certificate. So I'm just going to enter my details and click continue. And you can see now that I've entered my details, as well as connecting to ROS to retrieve my updated RPN details, Payroll is now also connecting to NERSA to retrieve my APN notices. So it's going to do both things at the same time. You can see the latest APNs have been retrieved. So I've got a nice green tick there, as well as my RPN. So I'm going to continue on that. And this next screen will look a bit familiar, but again, there is a new addition to this page. So you can see, as well as my RPN information that Payroll has retrieved, I also have retrieved my APN information. So you can see there down at the bottom where it says APN, I have an employee, Wilma. She is active. And we can see that the employee and employer deduction of 1.5% has been applied. We'll move on to our edit pay section. Now you can see, if we look at Wilma as a first example, you can see the My Future Fund deduction has pulled through automatically on her pay screen. So we can see that right at the bottom there under deductions. Because you've applied the APN for Wilma, that will pull through automatically. So nothing else you need to do apart from retrieve the notification like we looked at in the earlier step. Now, if I just have a look at Vivian, Joseph, we can see the deduction there just down at the bottom. Now, if I was to add a bonus, remember it's based on gross pay, you can see that deduction for the pension increases. I'm going to continue with my payroll. Now, again, a screen that most of you will recognise, but there are some additions. So I can see that I now have my pension on my employee pay breakdown. If I check a pay slip, just to see how that looks, you can see the My Future Fund deduction showing on the pay slip as well. Now we do also have a brand new report in the system. So you can see we have the My Future Fund contributions report. I'm just going to click to view an example of that report. And this is going to be really handy, especially in the early days, for you to keep track of those contributions. So it's going to give me my employee names, their PPS number, their status, and then their auto-enrolment information as well. Now, it will also give you totals, the gross pay, and the contributions as well. So going to be a really handy report, especially in the early days. I'm happy with my pay run. I'm going to go ahead and complete. And what you'll notice, and you can see that in the information just at the top of this page. So once we enter our details for our ROS certificate, it will send our payroll submission to ROS as it normally would. But it's also going to send our pension submission over to NERSA. So again, something extra that's going to happen within the process. I'm going to go ahead and enter my password in. and log in. And you can see in my submission section, just in the bottom right, as well as my payroll submission being transmitted to revenue, my pension submission is also being submitted to Mercer. So it's going to do both of those submissions at the same time. And you can see in our completed pay run page as well, you also have access to the contributions report if you do want to look back on it. So some handy new additions to help you keep on top of auto enrolment in January. You can see my payroll submission has successfully been sent and my pension submission has been sent across as well. Now, something I do just want to note with the pension submission is there is a deadline to this. You do want to have this submitted by 6:30 p.m. on the employee's pay date. So that is something to bear in mind. So that will be what the new process is going to look like in 2026 going forward. So, and as you can see, it's going to be really easy to manage that